All right, all right, all right. How's everybody doing tonight? David Imonitie here, calling in from Houston, Texas. Super excited to be on the Millionaire Mastery call here tonight. We're going to be doing these calls periodically, sometimes every single Monday night. Sometimes we'll have a night off or a couple weeks off, but you will definitely know when we're having these calls. And also, we're going to start bringing in some other leaders as well, maybe some interview style leaders, maybe here in my home. Or maybe via Zoom, you get a chance to meet some of the individuals that have taken the information that you're learning and have applied it in their lives, and they've seen it work for them in their lives and in their business. So super excited to be on this call. Let me first say happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you that's out there listening tonight. I hope that you have really had a great holiday so far this year because my good friend Clarence Gatlin says, every day is a holiday. So we don't wait for Thanksgiving to give thanks. We don't wait for Thanksgiving to have the holiday and the giving season that everybody seems to be involved in right now. And this is really honestly one of my favorite times of the year because it just seems like everybody's spirits are lifted up. Everybody's excited about the end, right? Think about it. Everybody's excited about the end because the end is about to bring about a new beginning, okay? The end is about to bring about a new beginning. And that's usually what happens when a season is over. All it means is that a new season is about to begin. So when you're going through challenges in your life, or even when you're going through great times in your life, understand that nothing lasts forever. Nothing. There's nothing on this earth that lasts forever. And what you always want to understand is that there's always going to be an end, and that means that there's always going to be a beginning. So you want to be prepared for both. And that's what tonight's call is going to be about. It's going to be about preparing yourself for the end of this year, but more importantly, preparing yourself for the beginning of 2019, the most explosive year that you've ever had financially. This is going to be a tsunami of wealth. That's what I've been speaking over and over and over again. There's going to be a tsunami of wealth, an overtaking of wealth that is going to take place. It's going to shock a lot of people what's going to happen in 2019. And you say, well, David, how do you know this? Well, I know it because I'm speaking it. All right. I speak what it is that I want all the time. I don't need to have physical evidence. My ears just need to hear it over and over and over again. This word, tsunami of wealth, this overtaking of wealth, where it just overwashes everything that we've got going on. I'm excited about that, and so should you. So in the chat, I want you to just say Thanksgiving to everybody real quick. Put Thanksgiving in there, or put a 777 in the chat. Let everybody know Thanksgiving from wherever it is that you're calling in from. Send out that love, send out those good feelings out there before we get this call started here tonight. Awesome. All right, so we are obviously coming to the close of 2018, and what an amazing year it was. We said it was going to be an amazing year, and that's exactly what it was. It was an amazing year. We saw a lot of great things happen for so many people all around the world, in and out of the business that we're a part of. We've watched people's lives completely go to a whole nother level, and now we're preparing for 2019. Now, I'm going to talk about a word tonight, and we're going to start with this word right here. And this word is called challenge, okay? 2019 is going to bring about a challenge, okay? Now, when most people hear that word challenge, their minds, they have been trained to automatically think from a negative standpoint. When they hear the word challenge, they look at it from a negative connotation. Oh, that is going to be a problem, or that is something that I'm going to have to overcome. And, they kind of dread it, okay? Well, I don't want you to do that, all right? Because if you're prepared, all right, just like if you are going to be prepared for 2019, you already have your tickets for the Go Beyond event that we're going to be doing in Atlanta, Georgia during the 18th and the 19th. We're going to have Forex training by some of the very best of the very best. One that I know is just absolutely incredible, Dr. Spiller. He's going to be doing some training there on Forex, and we've got some of the best leaders in the entire world of network marketing that will be at this event in Atlanta, Georgia at the GICC. If you're prepared, ladies and gentlemen, then you don't look at it as a challenge, as a negative thing. You look at it really as a positive thing. When I look at a challenge, the one thing that happened for me years ago was I really started to study words, and I wanted to find what was the secret in every word. Now, in this word challenge, I saw that every challenge brought about the opportunity to create change. Okay? You look at the first three letters in challenge, you look at the last three letters in challenge, what it does is it spells the word change. Now, change for a lot of people can also have a negative connotation, because most people, they say they want change in their lives. They say they want different results in their lives. They say they want they want a better lifestyle. They want a better house, and they want a better car, and they want a better bank account, and they want to take better trips, and they want to do greater things for their family and the kids and their spouses. And they say all these things, but most people have not realized that for things to change in your life, look at this very profound statement, right? All right. I'm sure you heard this before. We heard it from Jim Rome years ago. For things to change in your life, all right, I want you to write this down, all right? It's really profound right here. You ready? For things to change in your life. And what are those things? The house that you live in, the car that you drive, the bank account that you have, the lifestyle that you have, okay? And if you have a problem with those things, if you have a problem with money, you probably shouldn't have got on this call, because I am going to talk about money. I am going to talk about success. I am going to talk about it. And the reason why, I want you to hear my heart. The reason why I talk about it so much is because I love the fact that our lives can be an example of what God can do. Because I remember when I first moved here to the United States, I remember being with my mom and my two sisters living in a 2-bedroom apartment with my uncle, his wife, and his son. I remember the very first car that my mom purchased here in the United States. We called it Mercy, because it was mercy, ladies and gentlemen, that we had to call upon that helped us get from point A to point B. I remember when we moved to Staten Island, and we had literally a 1-bedroom house. You walk in, you have the living room, you have the kitchen, you go upstairs, you had a bathroom, you had my parents' bedroom, and then you had the attic. And the attic was shared by me and my two sisters. See, I remember that. See, I remember moving to Houston and deciding to go to college. I remember the trials and the tribulations that I faced in college. I remember getting involved in this industry of network marketing. I remember sleeping in my dad's home on a twin-size bed. I remember driving a Hyundai, right, Elantra. I remember driving the Malibu. And I remember that I had to change. Those were all challenges. I had to change. I had to change the environment that I was in. I had to change the people that I was surrounding myself with. I had to change the information that I was listening to. I had to change the life experiences that I was giving myself. And once I changed those things, because that's how you change you, ladies and gentlemen, once those things got changed, that's when things started to change in my life. That's when things started to change in my life. If you are where you were last year, if you are where you were 5 years ago, all right, it's not the economy. It's not the president of the United States of America. It's not your parents. It's not your job. It's not any of these outside forces. There's something that you have not come to grips with to say, hey, I need to change. And that's the challenge that's going to face you in 2019. If you're going to have that tsunami of wealth, if you're going to have that overtaking of wealth come into your life, you're going to have to change some things in your life. You're going to have to change you, ladies and gentlemen. And there is a process that you're going to go through, and there's a process that you're going to have to grow through. I don't want you to just go through the process. I want you to grow through this process, ladies and gentlemen. And everything starts, if you are going to change, everything is going to start with these 3 steps. All right? Everything is going to start with these 3 steps. Number 1, you got to get yourself to the place of awareness. Okay? You got to get yourself to the place of awareness. You got to, when you go into the mall, and maybe this is a mall that you've never been to before, and you want to get to the Gucci store, and you find that map, right? You find that map, and on that map, ladies and gentlemen, the very first thing you should look for is that red dot, right? That red dot that says, this is where you are, okay? This is where you are. See, right here, this is where you have to be honest with yourself, all right? Honesty. You can lie to so many other people, but one person you can't lie to is yourself. You've got to be honest with yourself as to where it is that you are right now. If you want things to change, all right, you've got to be honest with yourself. Where am I right now? Okay? 2 questions you need to ask yourself. Number 1, what am I doing right? Okay? What am I doing right, ladies and gentlemen? What am I doing right now? Okay? What am I actually getting results doing, ladies and gentlemen? What am I doing right? All right? Second question is not what am I doing wrong? Okay? It's not what am I doing wrong? All right? It's what can I do better? Okay? What can I do better? All right? You got to become aware of these 2 things right here. So before this year is over, you've got to ask yourself that question and write it down and say, okay, what are some of the things that I did right in 2018? Because I promise you, you did some things right. Okay? I promise you, you did some things right. But I can also promise you that there's some things that you could actually do better. All right? If you're honest with yourself, you know that there's some things that you can do better. What are some of the things that you did right? I want you to write it down. Create a column and write it down. All of these things right here, this is what I did right. And then you write down also, what could I have done better? Could you have done a little bit more presentations? Could you have done a little bit more prospecting? Could you have done a little bit more personal self-development? Could you have communicated a little bit more with your mentor? See, guys, right here, the process of awareness is for you to be honest about both areas, but then also, if you're going to be aware, you've now got to, this is important, you've got to decide, when you become aware, now you've got to decide who am I going to listen to? All right? Going into the year 2019, you've got to make a decision on who you're going to listen to. If you're going to go about creating change, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to do it by yourself. There's going to have to be other voices. There's going to have to be other voices that come into your life that you're willing to submit to, all right? And submission doesn't mean that you're less than, all right? Submission doesn't mean that that person is better than you, all right? All it means, if you're aware, if you actually wake up and you recognize who has been put into your life, all you're basically saying is that this person has gone before me. This person has done what it is that I would like to accomplish. This person has gotten to a 6-figure income. This person has gotten to a 7-figure income. This person's got to 8-figure income. This person's on their way to a 9-figure income. I want to learn from them because, guys, I can go to that map on that mall and find where I am, the red dot. But what if I had the ability to reach out to someone who's been in that mall, who's worked in that mall, who shops at Gucci, and I'm now able to ask them, hey, listen, which way is it to the Gucci store? Now I've got a shortcut. I don't necessarily have to look at the entire map to get to the Gucci store. I have now identified who my mentor or coach is. Who is the voice that I'm going to listen to? Now, this is such a critical topic for me, all right? Very, very critical topic. It's a very touchy topic for me too. Or let me not say touchy. It's a very sensitive topic for me because mentorship is so vitally important to your success. It's been vitally important to my life. But there is a fine line between mentorship and idolatry. All right, there's a fine line, and you've got to be very careful as the mentor and as the mentee not to cross that line. Because, ladies and gentlemen, yes, you're going to have people that come into your life, but nobody should ever supersede the greatest voice in your life, which is God. Okay? No one should ever supersede that word, because when I look at what's happening in 2019, when I look at what happened in 2019, when I look at the tsunami of wealth that actually took place and the overtaking of wealth that actually took place, that was not because of what someone else said. That was something that was downloaded directly to me into my heart. That was me listening to the number one voice in my life. But yes, I'm going to have coaches. I'm going to have mentors. I'm going to have people that I'm going to learn from, people that are examples, people that have gone before me, people that have made mistakes in the past, people that have had triumphs in the past, and they can say, hey, David, okay, hey, David, you don't want to do that. Hey, David, try this. All right, I was talking with my daughter, and we were having that daddy-daughter talking. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. She's 15 years old now, so we're having that talk. And I told her, I said, listen, all right, just want you to remember something. Daddy is a guy, okay? I want you to remember that, all right? And what I was trying to explain to her is that, hey, listen, if you and Gracie's one of her friends, you and Gracie are walking and you're skipping down, you know, and you're holding hands. And she was like, Daddy, we wouldn't be holding hands. All right, whatever. You guys were holding hands and you were walking, and you fell into a ditch. You fell into a hole, and both of you are asking each other, you know, how do we get out of here? All right, you're asking someone that's got your same problem, right? It's impossible to get out of that ditch. What if you could actually talk to someone, and that person can tell you, hey, listen, there's a hole over there. Why don't you go this way so you don't fall into the hole? And if you do fall into the hole, that person would know how to help you get out of the hole. That's the purpose of getting a mentor. That's the purpose of getting a coach. You can learn from your experiences, or you can learn from the experiences of others. See, this is the process of change. This is the process of you being aware. Now, awareness, here's another thing that you need. I'm going to give you another H when it comes to awareness. You need humility. Okay? Humility. Humility is so critical. Some of you have people in your life that have accomplished great things, all right? But you haven't been humble enough to actually learn from them. I can tell you there are people in my life that don't necessarily learn from me, and a lot of them is because they have known me, like a lot of my frat brothers. I had a chance to go to homecoming this past about a month ago or so, and obviously social media is out there, so they keep up and they see what's going on. And I don't know if any one of them have ever called and said, hey, listen, you know, what did you really do? You know, how can I, right? Because why? Because they know David from 2001, right? They know Capper David, right? They don't know the environment that I put myself in. They don't know the people that I've surrounded myself with. They don't know the information that I've downloaded into my mind. They don't know the life experiences. See, if I was them, you know what I would do? I would be flying here to Houston on a frequent basis so I can get into this environment. I would have conversations all the time so I can learn and learn and learn. See, the place of awareness, guys, and the place of humility is where you have decided that you want to learn. And you can never get big, never get too big to learn, ladies and gentlemen, because in that word learn, you have earn in it. All right? Never get too familiar, ladies and gentlemen. Never get too familiar with your coach, your mentor, right? I know I don't mentor a lot of people. I probably mentor maybe 5 people total, maybe 5, right? And but we have great relationships. So a lot of them are brothers, a lot of them are sisters, but they understand the line, right? They understand how to have that type of relationship. Being a mentor doesn't mean that you're greater than that person. It doesn't mean that you're better than that person. It doesn't mean that that person can't supersede you, or that person can't make more money than you, or that person can't have nicer things than you. As a matter of fact, that's what you want if you're the mentor, all right? So if you get to yourself, change, I've got to get myself to the place of awareness, right? You got to get there, ladies and gentlemen, and do it before 2019 comes around, all right? Now, once I got myself to the place of awareness, I've decided who it is that I'm going to listen to. I've got the spirit of humility. Humility is just recognizing, it's not a personality trait, it's just recognizing that you don't have something, all right? Now what I want to do, the second step, all right, is now I want to accept, all right? This is now getting to a place of acceptance, all right? Now, I'm aware of the challenge. I'm aware of where it is that I am right now. I'm aware that I've got to get the right voice in my life. I'm aware that I've got to make changes in my environment. I'm aware that I've got to make changes with the information, the people that I'm surrounding myself with, life experiences. Now I've got to accept it, ladies and gentlemen. And acceptance, I want you to pay close attention to this. Another word for acceptance, all right, it's not saying that I am just going to, oh, this is where I am, I accept it. No, what I want you to do is take on the spirit of gratitude. Okay, gratitude. Okay, drawing a blank right now. I'm going to put a letter box up here, A through Z. All right, any letter that's not in here, just put it in there. All right, and we're good to go. Okay, gratitude. All right, there you go. Gratitude. All right, I think that's correct. All right, gratitude. All right, I want you to take a place of gratitude. All right, what does that mean? I want you to write down, all right, everything that you're grateful for. All right, I want you to write down everything that you're grateful for, the good and the bad. One thing I can tell you from my own personal experience is that some of the things that have happened in my life where at that particular moment when it happened, I thought my life was over. I thought that this was the end. I thought, okay, you really, really messed up now, David. And you look up a year, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years later, those things that I thought was going to harm me, those things that I thought, those mistakes that I had made, those bad things that had taken place in my life, God had found a way to turn it around for good. All right? So everything that's happening in your life right now, every challenge that's happening in your life right now, I want you to know that it's working out for your good, right? And acceptance, guys, is a place of gratitude. Acceptance, guys, is a place of surrender, all right? It's a place of surrender. God, I give this to you, all right? I give this to you. I know that I haven't done everything that I'm supposed to do. I know that, you blessed me tremendously, all right? And I just come to a place of accepting it. I come to a place of gratitude. I come to a place of surrender, ladies and gentlemen. This is so critical if you're going to change, ladies and gentlemen, because another word for acceptance, all right, I'm just kind of giving this to you here, is also taking responsibility, okay? Responsibility for the good and the bad, all right? Guys, you gotta be willing to face challenges like that. All right, you got to be able to face them head on and say, okay, this is my responsibility, all right, and I'm going to face it. I'm not going to run from it. I'm going to face this challenge that's ahead of me because that is giving me the opportunity to change. All right, so I'm aware. I accept it. I come to a place of surrender. I come to a place of gratitude. All right, now my heart is clear. All right, now I don't have any negative emotions because all the good and all the bad, they're all working together for my favor. All right, that's the mindset that you want to have. Now, number 3, this is where the work begins. This is where now you start the reconditioning, okay? You start the reconditioning process of change. All right, you start the reconditioning process of change. And it already started in step 1 when you chose who that mentor is. When you decided, hey, guess what? Who am I going to listen to? Who am I listening to? All right. Number 2, you decide to be teachable. All right. And coachable. Okay. All right. Reconditioning. All right. Reconditioning starts really at number 3. I'm listening to the right words. I'm teachable and coachable. I've made that decision. Now I want to start reconditioning through words. Whatever it is that I want to change, I've got to start the process through the power of creation. The power of creation is in my words, okay? I want you to say this right now. I want you to say it while we're on the phone. I want you to say it. I am so happy and grateful now that I am experiencing a tsunami of wealth in 2019. I want you to say that to yourself. Now, tsunami, it's all relative. Some people, tsunami will be $100,000 a month or $100,000 a year, $100,000 a day. It doesn't really matter. I want you to say that. I'm so happy and grateful now. This is part of the reconditioning. All right, reconditioning. I'm so happy and grateful now that there's a tsunami of wealth that's coming into my life. It's in my life in 2019. I want you to say it right now as we're on the phone right now. I want you to say it. And I want you to pay attention to how you start to feel when you say it over and over and over again. I'm so happy and grateful now that there's a tsunami of wealth that's coming into my life. It's in my life right now in 2019. I'm so happy and grateful now that there's a tsunami of wealth that's happening right now in my life in 2019. I'm so pumped up. I'm so excited about it. Watch what happens. Things start to change. There's a reconditioning in your programming, right? I'm aware of where it is that I was, right? I've accepted it. I'm a place of gratitude. The good things, the bad things that have happened, I'm all grateful for it. I have no negative feelings in my spirit. Now I can start the process of reconditioning. I've chosen the mentor. I've chosen the voice I'm going to listen to. I made a decision. I'm going to be teachable and coachable. I'm going to listen. I'm going to follow. I'm going to learn. And I'm going to speak the right words. I'm going to speak right words, right words, right words. Guys, right words open doors. Right? Open doors. They open doors that no man can close. They open doors that no man can close. The right words, ladies and gentlemen. This starts the reconditioning process. I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm so happy and grateful now. All right. Another part to creating this reconditioning process, the visualization. Okay. Visualization. I want you to take the time, all right, to start visualizing what your life is going to be like in 2019. Do this right now. Do it in 2018, ladies and gentlemen. Start preparing for 2019. Start creating 2019 right now through the process of visualization. Maybe before you go to bed, just lay there and just say, I'm so happy and grateful now. This tsunami of wealth. And I want you to think about a wave of water, a wave of wealth just coming over you, and just visualize it happening. Visualize yourself in that lifestyle. Visualize yourself doing great things for your family. Visualize yourself doing great things for your community, ladies and gentlemen. Have that vision. Play it in your mind. Play that commercial in your mind. You're reconditioning. You're reprogramming your mind, and you're setting the navigational system. You're telling your mind, this is where you want to go. This is the direction that I want to go. I want to go in the direction of the tsunami of wealth. So now the right opportunities, the right situations, the right events. You won't make wrong decisions. You won't get in business with the wrong people, ladies and gentlemen, if you've understood this, ladies and gentlemen. But the foundation of it can't be because of your power. The foundation of it can't be because of your past. Because you had great success in the past, it just doesn't mean that you're entitled to have great success in the future. You've got to always go to the source of every success, the source of every good thing is God, period, in the story. Doesn't matter how great you are. He's the one that did it. Right? And that's why you come from a place of gratitude. You come from a place of surrendering, all right? You start visualizing it. You take the time out. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be an hour. I probably do it for about a minute, 2 minutes. I just sit there, close my eyes, and I just picture what it is that I want for my life, what it is that I want for my family. I just picture and I just see it. Close my eyes and I see it. So now I have my confession, I have my words, and I have my visualization that's taking place. And when I do that over and over and over and over and over again, and over and over and over and over and over again, through the process of time, ladies and gentlemen, now I will start to create the emotions that, yes, a tsunami of wealth is actually taking place. Then I start laughing because my affections are now set at what it is that I've been speaking. My affections are now set at that expectation that I put for 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, you being on this call tonight, see, you're already showing that you're consistent. Most people are not consistent, right? There's a call every Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. You've proven yourself to be faithful. You've proven yourself to be consistent. You're getting this information right now. And this information, let me tell you what it's doing. It's going into your life. It's forming. It's creating right now. You start applying this over and over again, you're going to be able to watch your life go. And ladies and gentlemen, it happens every single time. I've watched it happen to so many people. You know, Gary and Talitha, they're flying here for Thanksgiving. I mean, we've got a shebang taking place over here for Thanksgiving. But they're flying in. I remember 2014, 2015, he was confessing. He was smiling. He was, man, this is going to be great. Man, we're going to make it happen. And it wasn't happening in reality. You know, it just wasn't. But he kept speaking. It kept speaking. It kept believing. Kept listening to conceive, believe, and achieve. Kept in communication, ladies and gentlemen. 2016, he made $7,000. He had to go back and get a job. He was delivering, I think he was delivering juices or something like that out there in Trinidad. He was a sales guy, and he was selling juices and I don't know, maybe oranges or something. I don't know. Gary, I'll have him on a call one day. He can say what he was selling. But, and then guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Less than 2 years later, he's a multi-millionaire today. Multi-millionaire. Less than 2 years later, he's a multi-millionaire. And ladies and gentlemen, he was believing. He was speaking it back then. He was reconditioning his mind. He came to a place of awareness. He came to a place of acceptance and gratitude and surrender. And then he said, you know what? I've got a coach. I've got a mentor. I'm going to listen. Right? I'm going to listen. I'm going to follow. Okay? Doesn't mean that he's less than. Doesn't mean that I'm better. Not in the least bit, ladies and gentlemen. We've been put on this earth, ladies and gentlemen, to be an example. That's why you've been put on this earth. The success that you're going to have, the tsunami of wealth that you're going to have in 2019 is not really for you. You're going to enjoy it, but it's really not for you. It's for you to be able to inspire someone else, for someone else to look at your life and say, man, if she can do it, then I can do it too. All right? You know, and, you know, we look at professional athletes and we look at musicians, and, you know, a lot of times we idolize these individuals, but we couldn't even do what they do. Right? I mean, I love Michael Jordan. I couldn't do what Michael Jordan did. In my mind, when I was a little kid, in my mind, I thought I could. Right? But when I got on that court, it was a different ball game. But in my mind, I really thought I could do it. Right? But guys, you got just real life people all around you that through business and through entrepreneurship have gone on to become financially independent, become successful. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You have every opportunity to do exactly what they've done, and even more if you're willing to what? Listen, if you're willing to learn, if you're willing to humble yourself and learn from these individuals that have gone on before you. All right? You start the process of reconditioning, ladies and gentlemen. Right? You start the process of reconditioning. You start understanding. Right? You start understanding the process of success. That everything I want to create in success will start in the spiritual side. Right? Everything will start with the spiritual side of success, and then I will need to do the physical things that create success. So I've got to start with my words. I've got to start with my images. I've got to start with my emotions. I've got to start with the emotion of faith. I've got to start with the emotion of patience. I've got to start with the emotion of love and joy and peace. I've got to have all these things right here working for me. Right? Then I've got to go out there and do the work. Right? Then I've got to go out there and do the work. Then I've got to go out there and do the work. Then I've got to go out there and do the work. Then I've got to go out there and do the work. Now I've got to go out there and do the work. 90% to 99% of success is over here. 1 to 10% of success is over here. Over here is just the work. Over here, you do the work because you've already created over here. Success is created over here. It's manifested over here. I'm going to say that again. Success is created on the spiritual side, and it's manifested on the physical side, ladies and gentlemen. But the manifestation cannot happen until creation first happens. All right? That tree does not show up until it's first created. And it's created underground where you can't see it. No one can see what's happening with that seed. No one has any evidence of what's actually taking place down there. But guess what? The spiritual side of success for that tree, it's working it. It's working it. You're doing the physical side. You're working. You're pruning that seed. You're watering that seed, right? And then guess what? Now you got a big oak tree that's standing up there. This is what you have to understand with the reconditioning process. Then you've got to be patient. Right? You've got to be patient. Because you're going to have to go through the process of learning. All right? Go through the process of learning. We were on a call last night. Yvonne Tapia was actually talking about this. You're going to go through 4 phases of learning. All right? 4 phases of learning. First is you're going to be unconsciously incompetent. meaning you don't know what you don't know. It is so dangerous for someone to be unconsciously incompetent and for them not to know that they're unconsciously incompetent. All right? Because if you've been put into a position, if you've been put into an arena, into an environment, and you don't know what you don't know, you're going to make mistakes, and you're not even going to know that you're making mistakes because you don't know. All right? So you want to be aware of that. And everybody starts out there. Everybody starts out. There's nothing bad about that. You just don't want to stay there, because then you want to move into conscious incompetence. This is where, oh, you know what? I don't know. All right? Hey, I don't know. Right? That's a good place to be. That's a place of humility right there. All right? That's where you get the coach. That's where you get the expertise. That's where you get clarity on where does it you want to go. And then you become conscious competent, where you're conscious about what it is that you're doing, and you do it over and over and over and over and over again until you get to the place of mastery. Mastery is where you want to get to. All right? This is where change now is complete, when you get to the place of mastery. You only get to a place of mastery if you've done it over and over and over again. I think someone said it takes 10,000 hours to master something. Okay? I don't know if that's true, but sounds good to me. 10,000 hours, right? Over and over and over and over again. I remember when you first started driving, right? When you got in the car, you were very conscious of what you were doing. At first, you were unconsciously incompetent. You didn't know anything about driving. And then you realized, I don't know how to drive. Then, guess what? You start to drive a little bit. You became conscious competent. When you got in the car, you fixed your mirror. You put on your seatbelt. When you backed out, you paid attention to everything was going around you. You had two hands on the wheel, right? You were very conscious of what you were doing. You were paying attention. You were putting on your trafficator lights. When you switch lanes, when you turn, everything. You were following it to the T. You would pass a driving test every single time. I was driving with my daughter, and she's got her permit now, and she was telling me, Dad, you would get an F, right? Based on the way that you drive, right? Because now at this point, I don't need to follow, you want to follow the rules, right? But I don't need to do it exactly the way that it was supposed to be done, because why? I'm now at an unconscious competent level, because I've driven over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? So now a lot of you can get into your car, you can put your makeup on, right? While you're driving, you can be on the phone, you can be doing conference calls while you're driving, right? But that doesn't mean that you're a NASCAR driver, right? That doesn't mean you're a NASCAR driver. It doesn't mean that you get paid for driving. See, those are individuals that have taken it to a whole nother level. Do you want to get there? Do you want to get paid for talking? See, that's what you're going to get paid for, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody that's a billionaire, everybody that's a multi-millionaire out there, they get paid for talking. They get paid for being able to communicate their ideas, being able to communicate to individuals, to leaders, to inspire them. That's what you're going to get paid to do. How often are you talking about your goals? How often are you talking about where it is that you're going to go? How often are you talking about your vision? All right. How often are you talking about the mission for your life, the purpose for your life? How often are you talking about? Because, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get paid for that. That's exactly what you're going to earn your millions doing, and it is talking. All right. So you got to do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. This is a process of change. This is you taking the challenge of 2019. Right? It's going to come. You had challenges in 2018. Some you overcame, some you did not. I just gave you the process here of how you can actually create the year that you want to have. I'm pumped up about 2019. I know what's going to happen in 2019, and I know that because I'm speaking it every single day. I'm speaking it every single day, that there's going to be a tsunami of wealth. We're setting it up right now for a $20 million year. All right? We're setting it up right now for a $20 million year, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe that? A $20 million year, 36 years old, 35 years old, right? $20 million, right? Can you talk about your goals like that? Can you get excited about your goals like that, right? So, David, how is it going to happen? I don't know, right? It doesn't matter. All I got to do is keep speaking, and guess what? The right situations, the right events, the right people are going to come into my life. Am I going to be patient about it? Yeah, I'm patient about it. Why? Because it's already done. You know, I'm not going after something that I already have. I'm not afraid, or I'm not, man, I gotta do this and I gotta do this. When I talk to people, they say, well, I gotta go, I have to go. And I'm like, you're not listening. and I listen in. If you say you have to do something, or you got to do this, or no, it's I'm so happy and grateful now. Right? It's I'm so happy and grateful now. I've come to a place of acceptance because, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times we beat ourselves up. We beat ourselves up because we haven't got to where it is that we want to go. And beating yourself up will never, ever get you to where it is that you want to go. Why don't you try gratitude? All right? Why don't you try thanking God for what it is that you have right now? See, I know that gratitude is a seed for more. The more I give away gratitude, guess what? The more comes back to me. I want to make a challenge to you guys. I want to make a challenge to you as we close this call out tonight. This is Thanksgiving, right? And there's so many people out there that are in need, okay? I want you to take someone, if you can take more than one, I want you to do that, but at least one, someone that you don't know, total stranger, okay? Total stranger that you find out maybe going through something, maybe somebody you work with, or maybe somebody you go to church with, and maybe going through a challenging time right now. What I want you to do is I want you to find out how you can be of help to them, okay? I want someone to give thanks for you, okay? That's what I want you to do. I want someone to give thanks for you. We're taking 10 families, right? We've chosen 10 families. We're choosing 10 churches that we're donating to. We're taking 10 families, taking them out to dinner. They don't even know this right now, but we're going to bless 10 families with $10,000 apiece. And these 10 families were 10 families that are affected by Harvey. All right, 5,000 is going to go to that person to use. Another 5,000 is going to go to a contractor, someone that's going to help them rebuild something in their home. All right. See, ladies and gentlemen, I want to challenge you to do the same exact thing. All right. Find someone that's in need. All right, and figure out a way to help them. Have whatever level you are right now, be able to do that. You do that, and if you can, try to do it all throughout the year. All right, all throughout the year, we're looking for opportunities to give to people. All right, give to people that are in need. Give to people that are going through maybe some tough times right now. Because guess what? We've all been there before, and hopefully we had someone to come along and give us a helping hand. All right, so you want to pay it forward. Thanksgiving, one of the best years. Christmas, one of the best times in life. We're super excited for each and every one of you. My hope is that you got a lot tonight. What I want you to do, actually what I'll do real quickly before I close the call, I'll take maybe 3 questions. If you're able to, in the chat, if you can ask a couple of questions, I'll see if I can read it. I'll answer a couple of questions here real quickly. And when we're done with the call, what I want you to do is I want you to go on social media, go on my Facebook page, go on my Instagram, the flyer for this particular event here. I want you to post, what did you learn? What did you take away from tonight's call? Okay, I want you to post it in there in the chat. Leave a comment there, okay? All right, we got some questions here. Anybody want to ask any questions? Let me see here. Let me take it off of camera mode here. All right. Let me see here. All right. You guys are just putting these questions in here. All right, hold on. All right, let's see here. All right. All right. Can you go over the spiritual again? All right. The spiritual side of success, ladies and gentlemen, has to do with all the intangible things. All right. All the intangible things that people can't see, the emotions, the words. All right. The visualization that you do. All you're doing is you're going about the process of creating what it is that you want before you go out there and you actually do the work. Okay. All right. If you can go back to the David 11 years ago, what would you tell him? I would tell him one thing. Everything is going to work out, David. Everything is going to work out. Okay. Yes, we'll have a recording of this. All right. What's a quick gratitude technique? Simple. I'm so happy and grateful now. Okay. And look at your life. See what you're grateful for. You're grateful for the breath that you breathe. You're grateful for the shoes on your feet. Just take anything in your life and be grateful for it and speak those words. I'm so happy and grateful now. Okay. What is the spiritual side of a leader? Being a leader. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm an incredible leader and I lead thousands and tens of thousands of people. That's the spiritual side of being a leader. The spiritual side of anything starts with words, ladies and gentlemen. That's what spirit means. The word is spirit. The word is spirit. John 6:63 says that. The word is spirit. All right? Spirit gives life. Words give life. Okay, what were your toughest struggles to get to the top ranks besides distractions? The toughest struggle was probably just being patient, just going through it, with people and developing myself as a leader. And, those are just some of the, sometimes it was tough, people quitting the business and, people not, following through on what they said they were going to do. A lot of times the toughest struggles is just really time. All right. It's just really time. Is it too late to attend the event in Atlanta? No, it's not. You can go get your tickets. IMLGoBeyond.com. IMLGoBeyond.com is where you can go get your tickets for that. All right. What personal self-development audios do you recommend the most people to keep playing over and over and over and over again? Well, I'll tell you this. You can find, you're going to find one. Listen to The Science of Getting Rich. Listen to Magic of Believing. Listen to The Strangest Secret. Jim Rohn, Building Your Network Marketing Business. Magic of Thinking Big or Think and Grow Rich. And just listen to it. You're going to find one that really resonates with you. And then you stay on top of it over and over and over again. Consistency is the key. I find myself taking massive action, but not maintaining consistency. How can I fix this? Consistency is based on what you're seeing. All right? Based on what you're seeing. You're only going to be consistent if you keep your eyes on the goal. All right. And what you want to do is you want to find out, what are you able to do on a consistent basis? A lot of times people get off a call like this and they get so fired up and they go out there and talk to 10, 15, 20 people. You may not be able to maintain that every single day. So you want to find out, what can you do every single day? How can you hold yourself accountable? Get yourself a workout partner, somebody that will hold you accountable. Say, hey, did you talk to your 2 people today? Did you talk to your 5 people today? Did you do your presentation today? Okay, so they can actually hold you accountable, help you be consistent. But keep your eyes on the goal. Keep your eyes on that index card that you're looking at every single day, the signs that are all around you. Say, okay, this is where you're going. This is where I'm going. I'm going to be consistent. I can see it. I'm going to keep walking in that direction. All right. In your opinion, what would be the best way for me to sign up 12 customers in 2 weeks? I'm so happy and grateful now that I've got 12 customers in my business in the next 2 weeks. I start out there. I'm grateful for it. Right. And then I'm going to now expose the business to 120 people. I expose the business to 120 people. If only 1 out of 10 says yes, then I've got my 12. Okay. Yes, we will have the recording. What you do to make success. I just live every day. All right. 4 phases of learning is unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and unconscious competence. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take one more question. Here. Number 1 was awareness. Number 2 is acceptance. And then number 3 is reconditioning. And then, yes, you got mastery. You added that number 4. I like that. That's mastery. I'll take the last question here. Okay. How do you find your coaches and your mentors? I'm going to end here. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. Turn this camera around. The coach and the mentor, they will find you. Okay. They will find you. What you do is you keep developing yourself. You keep growing as a leader. You keep working. All you're doing is just raising your hand and saying, hey, look at me. I'm right here. All right. I'm right here. All right. And they will tap you on the shoulder and say, you know what? I've been watching you. I've been seeing what you've been doing. You've been consistent, right? Because, you can't go up to the coach and say, hey, coach, mentor me, because guess what? They probably have 11 other people asking them that same question. So you got to now set yourself apart. How do you set yourself apart? By making sure that you're doing all the necessary things. You're listening to the right books. Find a way to serve them. That's a good one. Find a way to serve whoever it is that you want to be a mentor to you. Okay. All right. And be careful what you ask for, because being a mentee is not easy. Okay. It's not easy at all. All right. But find a way to serve. And I promise you that mentor will tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, listen, I'm ready to mentor you, and you'll be ready as well. All right. Guys, I had an incredible time on this call. Remember, go on to Instagram, go on Facebook. You saw the flyer for this event. put in the chat there, hey, what did you learn? What did you get out of tonight's call? I look forward to seeing you. Let's see, next week, Monday is, let me see if we're going to have one on Monday. Let's check out the date. Next week, Monday, 26th. All right. We may have to skip that. I'll let you guys know when we're going to do the next Millionaire Mastery call because we're going to be traveling to London. My mom is turning 60. We're throwing her a huge birthday party out there in London. And then I'm going to be in Nigeria. So we'll probably do maybe one call in the month of December. Okay, so stay tuned. Stay close to my Instagram. Stay close to my Facebook so you can get the information for that. Once again, this call is for everybody. It's not just for people that are part of iMarkets Live. This call is for anyone that wants to grow, anybody that wants to learn. This is a safe environment for you to actually learn and grow. And let's help you get to the next level in whatever it is you guys are doing. All right. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Love each and every one of you. We'll see you guys at the top because you deserve it. Good day and God bless.